Say the thing. Do it.
Twyla, would you like some corn dogs? What's that?
What's your name? Who are you?
I'm Wildcard. Yes. You boost me at every panel, and I love it. Thank you, Scope. I'm Wildcard. I started off in the fandom with Friendship is Witchcraft. Yeah, there you go. Everyone remember finally. Last year they didn't. I was like, oh my. I was Francis Sparkle / Shining Armor, the whole corn dog thing. That was me. Since then, I've just been doing voiceover work for mostly independently. I've done some games on Steam, a couple apps on the iOS and Android. A couple commercials, a couple corporate things, basic voice actor stuff. Just pretty much a generic voice actor now. I've worked with Highly Monty, Jesse, Silly Philly Studios, which Reagan here is part of, or was part of. And that's pretty much it. Thank you, Scope, again.
I'm Reagan Murdoch. I go by Rev on the internet. I got my start doing impressions of Discord and things like that. I mean, One Time, Journey of the Spark, Silly Philly Studios, a lot of that stuff. I co-compose music for Snowdrop. Since then, I am Ganesh in Smite, I am Wigman Maldamba in Paladins, and I am Murichin, the Assassin Boss, and Lord Jean in Dragon Ball Super.
Hello, I am not Wildcard. I'm Jesse Nowak. I'm a trans voice actor based out of Brooklyn. I'm known in the fandom for voicing Vinyl Scratch in and I voiced Little Pip in the Fallout Equestria radio play. Let's see. And Potato Girl, I was Potato Girl in Attack on Titan, Team 4-star. I'm also Sarah's Victoria in Their House Unabridged. I'm Red in Fistmaster by Team 4-star. That's a new original cartoon they're doing. I'm in the Mission Abridged. I play Jesse. I play Jesse in Mission Abridged. And I'm in anime and stuff and video games. I'm tired. I'm so sorry. I can't even say I'm tired as an excuse because every time I get up here, I'm like, I forgot my entire resume. Just believe me, I'm a voice actor. You can just Google my face. This is an interesting time in my life because I've been transitioning, so I've been on testosterone for the past 7 months. My voice has dropped, and now I'm trying to figure out what my new range is. So it's dope. I have an agent lined up, which is super dope, and I just need to wait for my voice to stabilize, where I can kind of figure out what's going on. Trying to retain as much upper range as I can by stretching it and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a little background on me. Well, we're basically just gonna do Q&A for this. I didn't have anything planned. Oh gosh, I don't see any staff or anything. But if you have a question, just raise your hand. I guess we'll pick on you. We'll pick on you. We'll bully you. It's fine. Listen, we're all bronies here. There's nothing to pick on. We would just be bullying each other, and that's no fun. Why don't you pick someone so I stop talking?
I can't handle this much responsibility. That guy. Ooh, yes. Yeah, I can actually help you with that. That's mostly what I do, is use independent, I don't know about independent, but they're companies that basically act as like a pseudo agent. They send you a bunch of auditions, kind of like cattle call stuff, which is just anybody can audition. It's not a special thing. Yeah, you should pay a membership to do sites like that. And what is it? I don't know. Okay. I mean more like voices.com, voices123. Those are like really good places to start. A little pricey for like a membership. It's like $50 a month. But if you get at least one gig a month, because I think the minimum is $100 for most jobs, you'll make back your money even just starting out. What equipment do you have? Okay. Okay, that's good. Training is incredibly important. Okay. Snowball's a good choice for starting out. Maybe not for websites like that, because that's just like working for any other client, like an agent would pitch you. Because they're usually companies. Like all the companies I work for, like large and small, have come through voices.com. And I mean, I've done things for those Orbeez things. You guys remember the Orbeez beats? I was a spokesperson for that, and I got it through voices.com. So a good mic for something like that is important, and even more important is a good environment. And that's always a little bit more tough because it's hard. Sometimes it's just hard to find an enclosed space that has enough sound, like acoustic absorbing foam or blankets or whatever, to kind of get the sound you need. So I would try and switch from a USB mic, if you can, to something called a condenser mic, and that's fed through something like this, an XLR cable, into an audio interface, which is usually pretty easy to manage. Like they have this one called Scarlett, which a lot of beginner and actually pro voice actors use for their home studios, and that can just plug into your computer. There's a lot of different ones I can tell you about, but like a good condenser mic to start off with would be, like a Rode, maybe? What, do you know that there's a 1A? Is it Rode 1A that a lot of people use? I think that's it. Yeah, that sounds about right. But if you want to work for like sites like that, you do need to increase the quality of your workstation, definitely. Because you are up against people who have like full-on customized sound booths, like a full setup, like maybe a pre-mixer, and like they'll just school you. Not because they're better than you, but they might just sound better. And it can boil down to you just sounding like whatever they need, even if you're not as good as the other person. One of my teachers actually told me he was doing a corporate audition and he didn't get the gig, and he was like, all right. He found out later that it was because he sounded like the casting director's ex-husband. So there's a lot of facets that can kind of get you in trouble, or not get you in trouble, but make you miss a gig. But quality is really important if you want to work for sites like that. So look into like better equipment first, and definitely a better recording space.
Did you have anything to contribute? Or I'm not talking to you, Nick. Nick, who's talking?
You got it covered. Yeah, that's really good.
That's just kind of like a substitute until you get like actual foam. There's these things called Vocal Booth to Go, which is basically just they create a little fort out of these really thick blankets, like moving blankets that we use for moving. Because the denser things are, the more sound they absorb. And there's a whole bunch of different semantics and different things to get into when it comes to sound absorbing stuff, but thick blankets is the best place to start, is why I mentioned it.
Yeah, paying attention to like what the environment is that you're recording in. Is it like, if for example, I'd rather record in a carpeted room than like some hardwood floors, for instance. If you have a question, you can go over there and write it down, and then we'll judge it and see if it's a good question. I assume that's the question. I don't know. Maybe we just read all of them and answer them all at the same time, speaking simultaneously. I feel like that's a good.
Big period of time, and you gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
Do it in harmony, please.
Well, I'll just talk about this.
Okay, A, C sharp, D.
No.
While that's happening, I can't think. I look up at.
How's your day going?
Yeah.
Woo is not an adjective.
I feel like the only place woo is an adjective is the Brony family. I feel like just describes a lot of everything. This is the one place.
Boy, oh boy, that party shirt was woo.
Yeah, right? Ooh.
I'm woo, dabba-dee-dabba.
No one should have to think this early. I feel like it's not that early right now. But
No, it
when I
feels
woke
like-
up,
it feels
very
like-
early.
I want to die.
Well, I've become spoiled because as a voice actor, I can just keep my own hours and I stay up very late.
That is pretty nice, especially if you're an independent voice actor. You can just do your stuff whenever.
Yeah.
As long as you meet the deadline.
Yeah, like I'll do sessions where I'm recording over Discord with some people and I will be in my pajamas or just like shorts or just like my roommate's there and I'm like, don't say anything. Well, thank you.
But it's good to not go to like an actual studio gig in pajamas. Don't do that.
No, I disagree. Show up in your pajamas. They will be very
I guess
impressed.
it's an alpha move if you want to go ahead with it. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
only Jack's played me away with that.
Yes, Jackson did it.
Who's your favorite pony, guys?
There is the correct answer. Good for you, sir.
I didn't hear Gilda in there at all.
It's Rainbow Dash.
Thank you.
Sunset Shimmer, end of discussion.
No, we'll keep discussing. Hey, guys, I got a question. What was your favorite and least favorite role? What was your favorite role and least favorite role to play? Forever. For all of eternity.
Maybe not voiceover, but I worked for Disney down in Orlando for a long time, and I was friends with Captain Jack Sparrow, and that was a lot of fun. That was 3 years, and that was probably the most enjoyable part I've ever done in my life. I don't know, it's just so fun to be a drunk pirate that doesn't care about anything. But if I had to pick voice-wise, I would have to say, honestly, and that's the one thing I like to emulate. Honestly, in this fandom at least, anything, I've done a lot of Shining Armor stuff, he is always fun to voice. Let me just get to talk like this, and, it's spoiling, Like, it's such, Andrew Francis is such a fun voice to imitate that it's a little rough on the throat, but it's my favorite thing to do, fandom-wise so far.
I also worked at Disney World for a little bit, and I was friends with Jack Skellington. That was a lot of fun.
Every time you guys talk about this, I'm like, you were friends with this person? And I'm like, I don't understand.
I know the real Jack Sparrow. Jeez.
As far as voice roles go, if you have never played Paladins, there's a skin called Wicker Man Meltdown Bud, and that's what I voiced. And he's basically this completely insane, way over the top scarecrow. And oh boy, that was so much fun. Literally, I walked out of the recording booth just drenched in sweat, just like, oh my god, that was the best thing I've ever done. Least favorite role. There was one that I just was not happy with the result of, and nor was anybody online, and I completely agree with him on that. I won't say it because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but yeah, this is definitely when I'm not happy with the performance, it's just one of those.
Don't you want to
I'm
say
sure
something?
that was very specific.
I think my favorite role was Sarah's in Helsinger Bridge taught me a lot about like it was a very what's the word? It was very strenuous is the thing. Like Takada 101 when he would direct me, he he would all be. He was always like super excited for the next script. Like the series is over now. It finished last year, and it kind of finished at the perfect time because like I can't super do Saris's voice anymore now I'm on TV. And like it was like a perfect rounding out to the series. Like, hey, I'm gonna finish this character and then I'm gonna like start the next chapter of my life. But Saris was a lot of like. There's very rare instances where you get to play a character that isn't in the anime, but you like what she gets to do better, not in the anime, in this like parody, you know. And I got a lot of like, the last 2 episodes of Hellsing Abridged are very intense acting-wise, and I was very fortunate that I was able to, you know, I booked Saris when I was like 16 years old, and I didn't know how to do a Cockney accent, and they like took a risk on me, and I'm very grateful for it. But yeah, she taught me a lot about like just letting go, and like there's a lot of animalistic stuff, and she's like killing people, and it's like very cool, and it was very fun. And I also got like the best reactions from the director, because like I would do a scene and Taka would be like uncomfortable with how animalistic I was, or if I was crying or screaming, and you know, like it's just the best thing, because like when you're doing voiceover, it's just you and the director, like usually, like there are other kinds of sessions, but the things that we were doing, it was just me and Taka. And you know, when you don't have a live audience there, sometimes you don't get any reaction, you just have to do lines, and the director's like, okay, let's do the next one. But with that, he like reacted to everything I did. It was like, oh, that was so good, like stuff like that, and that like really means a lot, you know, when you're used to like silence. Least favorite is also helped me grow a lot. I was Gilda in Turnabout Storm, and I hate voice matching. It's my least favorite thing to do. But I did all the lines for Gilda, then wasn't happy with my performance, and then recorded them all again. And this was like a lot of lines. I can't specifically remember, but it was like a full script. You know, if you've seen Turnabout Storm, it's a lot. But it's 5 hours long. Oh my god, what was I thinking? But I did it all again, because you know what I was thinking? I was thinking I'm not happy with my performance, and I don't want to put something out there that I'm not proud of. So did it all again. But so like least favorite is also one of my favorites, because like, you know, and you learn something from every role you get is a cool thing. Did you want to answer or ask one?
I really like this question, so I'm going to go ahead and address it. How would you prioritize range of voices versus emotional capacity? Okay, so I love this question because a lot of people seem to misconstrue what voice acting is. And most people think it's just how many voices can you imitate, or how many different characters can you sound like, which the latter is important, but having the actual emotional capacity to fill a character role is what's extremely important. And I would always prioritize being able to emote what needs to come across. So it's great if you can sound like this character. I mean, like Jesse said, voice matching is it's a little annoying sometimes, because if you don't sound exactly like a character, you're kind of more or less just being judged for not being that character. But if you can just kind of have your own voice to incorporate it through a character without having to worry about sounding like somebody else, it makes things a lot easier. You don't have to think about, oh, I gotta sound like Shining Armor, I have to sound like Discord the whole time. You just kind of think, I just do what I want to sound like. And to me, I think that's the most important part of voice acting, is the acting. And I really wish more people would understand that. It's not that, I don't think people are ignorant. I think they just don't understand that this is acting. This is why you need classes, that's why you need practice. Sounding like 8 million characters is great and all, but it's a very niche part of voiceover. It's not going to get you work, unless it's like a hyper-specific thing that comes around like every, I don't know, couple of years even maybe. Fan projects are different, that's totally unrelated, but for real voice work, emotional capacity trumps character range, or different voice ranges.
Yeah, I mean, you even just need to look at a few voice actors who, you know, maybe they get a little bit of flack for, oh, you only do 1 or 2 voices, you're not a good voice actor, but like, they're able to act, so that's why they're getting those roles. And I think a lot of people have kind of a misunderstanding of what acting is in general. Like some people think, oh, I'm going to act angry in this scene, and I'm going to be sad in this scene. That's like not acting at all. Acting is like the use of real emotions in imaginary circumstances. So you actually have to become emotionally involved in these characters. I believe that was Sanford Meisner who said that. Speaking of which, 2 books you really need to read when you're going to be an actor. It's called An Actor Prepares by Konstantin Stanislavski, who's basically the one reason why realism in acting is a thing nowadays. And 2 is Sanford Meisner's On Acting. So read those and take acting classes. An Actor Prepares by Konstantin Stanislavski. And I believe it's On Acting by Sanford Meisner.
Particularly something called the Meisner technique. That is incredibly vital to me.
Did you want? I got one. Did you ask me that?
I thought we were sharing answers.
Oh.
I don't do it.
I agree with all of that. I have nothing to do with this. Read a book. I haven't read it, but, so I'm not an actor. I haven't read it, but
I like this one. What is your favorite recovery drink for a hard screaming session? So, the thing is, it doesn't necessarily have to be a drink. What you can do is take a straw, place it in some sort of liquid, like a bottle of water, cup of whatever, and you hum into it with the intent of blowing bubbles. This is a vocal cord massage, and it is witchcraft. If you just do that for a couple of minutes after a long, hard session, your voice will be butter. I have no idea what the physics of it is, but it just works. Do it. Invoke the dark gods of voice recovery.
when you said it doesn't have to be a drink or a liquid, I was like, wait, would you put a straw in a hamburger? I was like, I've never heard this.
And play the Star Spangled Banner. That's how
Yeah, the oil really brings out the butteriness of the vocal cords.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Science.
There's also this really good throat syrup. It's a Chinese throat syrup, so I cannot pronounce the name. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. Yes, that's exactly it. But it's a fantastic recovery aid, or even just during hard recording sessions, like a lot of screaming or singing. It is, like he said, absolute witchcraft. Medicine from the Far East, it works really well. But I mean, I don't really do the other thing. I haven't even heard of that.
Drink a hamburger.
Drink a hamburger.
So don't take away from this man.
Just drink the grease. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, no, I like ginger tea with honey. And that's a short answer.
Make sure it's raw honey, not pure honey. Raw honey is actual honey that they get from the bees. Pure honey is basically sugar with a couple of flavors added to it. And raw honey helps the bees, which makes us have plants and food. So, yeah.
So that clover honey you see, like supermarkets don't use that.
Cover a hamburger in honey and drink it. Got it. What's the most physically painful voice you performed? I haven't, Sarah's last episode, took it out on her, second to last episode, where she's just, screaming and killing everything. I do a lot of, I dub a lot of, Korean cartoons that come over and they need English dub. And those sessions are, I go to a place in Jersey, and I'm in Brooklyn, and so the commute isn't worth it unless they book you for 5 hours or so, because I want to make what I got out of the commute, so that's a long day for me, and I'm, because I'm transitioning, I'm losing the ability to do female voices, and so there are some roles that I had that I have to finish, we're sorry Jesse, we got 5 more episodes, and I'm like, okay, let's do it, and it's trying to get up there and voice match yourself from a year ago, it's oof, that hurts. At the end of the day, after 5 hours of that, I'm completely, my throat is completely raw.
It's probably going to be the Paladins one that I mentioned earlier. somebody wasn't asking me to demonstrate it, so I'll just go with my favorite line from it.
If I wanted to kneel, my schedule wouldn't allow it. 3 o'clock, no one tell pretty. 3:30, gaze into the abyss. 5 o'clock, solve realm hunger, tell no one. 5:30, yell at the trolls. 6:30, buy get plans. I can't cancel that again. I'm booked.
I'd have to say the most taxing one I've done of recent memory was for a game called Love What We Spill. It was on Steam. I had to voice 3 enemy types, and it was a 5-hour session of 3 different accents, all of them gravelly sounding like cowboy characters. It was a Hispanic accent, a Cockney accent, and then like a Texan Southern drawl. And that was so incredibly awful, having to bounce between all these characters in the span of 5 hours. Like, okay, scream again. And that with an accent. Did you know you can scream with an accent? Because I didn't until I did this gig. So it was about 4 or 5 hours of death sounds, threatening screams, a bunch of other nonsense lines that fill in. By the end of that, I just couldn't even speak. And it was weird because I was recording with the voice actor who played the main character in, was it Deus? Yeah, Deus Ex, the guy with the shades that come out. I forget his name, but I was recording with him, and I was petrified the whole time because I actually liked a lot of his work. So I was stressed, I was bouncing between accents, I was screaming, and I could not take a break. So that was probably the worst recording session for me. Okay, I'm gonna read one.
I have one that I want to make sure we're all taking turns, and I'm very tired, so I forgot to just read.
No, I just want to do it.
Okay, yeah. Well,
how many years have you been doing this work for YouTube? I've been performing since I was around 16, and I'm now 30. Ooh, I'm old. And voice acting, amateur voice acting, I guess started when I got back from Florida, which was I was 22, I think. And then I started doing real voice work in the past like 5 or 6 years. That's really it. And it's a pretty simple question.
I started like my online voicing like 7 years ago. Didn't get an actual voice teacher until about 4 years ago, but you know. Oh, I'm also a classically trained opera singer. He has a degree.
I started acting at age 6 and did, took all the classes and stuff until I was like 20. I started voice acting at 15, so I've been voice acting for 11 years, which is crazy. Professional stuff has been the last 6 years, 6 or 7. And yeah, I think that was the question.
Yes, it's pretty kind of
That was about it. This is. But before and after, this is for me. Before and after starting transitioning, have you become more or less comfortable with voicing female characters? Or do you have like another perspective on the subject? Yeah, like at first I wanted to retain as much of my upper range as possible because I was like, oh, like I'm getting auditions for male and female characters. I might as well, twice the money. But as I've become more comfortable in my body and more confident in my skills as an actor, I've realized that like I feel like I had fun voicing female characters for a while, but I feel like this is like a new chapter in my life, and I'm kind of like, starting a new thing, and I want to explore and see like what I'm capable of now. I'm still able to like.
I can still get like up here and do like little creatures and
stuff. So like, that's fun, and I can like, I feel for like, my voice is also, this is only 7 months on T, my voice is going to continue to change and develop the longer that I'm, on it. And eventually I might not be able to reach female voices anymore. but I might retain the upper high ones because, you know, basically you're going through a second puberty. And, you know, a friend of mine, when he was going through puberty, he practiced voice acting and did like all the voices. And so he stretched everything so he's able to do cool stuff now, even as an adult male. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure things out myself. But for right now, I feel like I love voicing Viola, I love voicing Saris, I love those roles to death. But now I feel like I want to try exploring other things because it's wild. It's very wild studying the voiceover industry for 11 years and then completely switching to the other side. It's like you have to study other voice actors and figure out what their range is and look at demo reels and see what they're doing. And I'm just so fascinated by the whole thing, and I'm like really excited for that. I'm gonna do some singing lessons soon, which is some things that some directors have recommended to me because like also in general, that's a good voice acting tip. Take singing lessons because it helps you learn your range and stretch stuff in ways that you didn't know you were capable of. But yeah, that ends the thoughts. Do you have any other questions that you wanted to do?
No.
No, you hit him? No, I just saw you hide him, bud.
No, you didn't see. What are some good vocal warm-ups to try if you're just starting voice acting? I mean, you can really do them even if you're doing voice acting for a long time. My mouth is really dry, I can't do it right now. The lip trill, do you guys know what I'm talking about? That. Up and down, scales. That really helps warm up the vocal cords. Honestly, I just read sides. Like, just example scripts, a multitude of them, emotional, corporate, commercial. Maybe like 15 minutes of that. Like, there are so many different things you can do to warm the voice up, but honestly, what I've had the best experience with is just talking. And talking and talking and talking until you're getting to the speaking for the day. I don't think that there are fancier ways to do it, but for me, that it's just like pretty much the basic stuff. Just talk and just kind of go through all your range that you can for about 15-20 minutes, and you should be good. Make sure you drink enough water. That's extremely important. And when Reagan mentioned the hamburger thing, he actually kind of had a point.
A brilliant idea, yes.
Always eat hamburgers, never stop. But I don't really know if this is a secret or not, and I guess some voice actors say it's amazing, and some say it's like, eh. But Lay's potato chips and Hershey's chocolate. I know, it doesn't sound like it's real. Oh, thank you very much. The oils in that help lubricate your throat. Do not eat an entire bag of Lay's, for God's sake. Please.
Instructions unclear. Eat all the potato chips.
You'll be really, yeah. But yeah, the oils and the chocolate and then the Lay's. Like, get a little tiny bag of Lay's and like maybe a couple bites of chocolate. It really does help lubricate your throat. So it's a little bit easier to go for longer sessions. I've seen some voice actors use it in between recording sessions. So here's the secret.
I love tongue twisters because one of my biggest things is that I either talk way too fast or way too slow, or I slur my words, just don't enunciate properly. So every time I'm about to do a recording session, I pull up on my phone a website with a bunch of tongue twisters on it, and I go through like 15 or 20 of them. And then I'm like, okay, I can talk.
For my sessions in the thing I was talking about where I go to Jersey to record, for the sessions I'm commuting from Brooklyn, so if you see a crazy person just walking down the street just like talking to himself, that's me. I'm just kind of like trying to warm up because I can't on the train.
So and just like anybody in New York, basically.
Everyone, yeah, that describes a lot of people. Yeah. That's a good idea. Ooh, I'm gonna put a Bluetooth in my ear. No, wait, okay, perfect balance. Perfect balance of still crazy, to Bluetooth.
There you go.
What's happening there?
Another alpha move. I got two people on the line. They're just so confused.
I have to have the same exact conversation with both these people. Yeah, because I can't warm up on the train, and I can't record, or I can't warm up like by the time I get there, I'm there, like I'm in the neighborhood and I'm there. So like I have to warm up on the street, and I'm doing singing warm-ups, which is basically the, you know, and yeah, just trying to. I don't want to seem crazy, so I'll try to like close. I'll keep my mouth closed and try to like as I'm walking down the street. Everyone's looked, but no one's stopped me so far. So don't worry, I'm a professional. Is what I'll say. Yeah, that's
Sometimes lack of warm-up can actually work in your favor, although it can also kind of put you in hot water. I've recorded auditions early in the morning when my voice isn't quite at its optimum level, just when it's really deep and throaty. And I'm like, maybe I can cheat and I'll sound deeper and more masculine if I just record it now. And then I got the gig and I was like, and they're like, oh, just keep doing that. And I was like, okay. So I was like, I have to wait till morning to do it. They were like, oh, are you busy? I was like, yeah, I'm busy.
Have you tried just going on testosterone?
I think I'm right now.
You think
Maybe
you're
I'll
good?
look into that.
I feel like you shouldn't if you're already good.
No, I think I'm alright. I think I'm alright. But so it can say you can work outside your range a bit if you know either do it in the morning or maybe after a long night of drinking or something, or screaming at like a ball game or whatever you might scream at. Esports. I don't know. I'm so old.
I used to be more lazy about warming up, and now I have to because, you know, the stuff where I'm supposed to voice match myself from a year ago, if I just go into a recording session, I'm squeaking all over because I'm going through puberty, and I'm, you know, trying to voice a girl, and I go, "Ah," you know. So I have to warm up very thoroughly for like 10 to 15 minutes in order to do voice matching. It's funny, I screamed like Dustin from Stranger Things, and I didn't realize it until there was a spider on my leg, and I went, ah! That's just Dustin.
Now you can voice match.
I can only, very specific, if you need Dustin to scream, that's the only line I can do is, hi,
We're gonna bring this guy, and he can just do the scream, but it's really good. Oh, we don't have to get the actual guy.
Yeah, we couldn't get him for this one. You know, they sometimes do that for movies, I think, where like, you know...
Rob Paulson's the guy who voiced Yakko and a bunch of other cartoon characters. He did a lot of Jim Carrey's dubbing for movies, like Liar Liar and stuff. Because like, I'm kicking my butt. Like, they had to do
The famous quote.
Yeah. Rob Paulson would come in and just do those little lines just for Jim Carrey's dubbing.
How do you deal with obsessive perfection?
Perfectionism? Yeah. Oh.
Perfectionism.
You
Yes.
will never get there. Never.
I'm still learning.
But you can try.
Yeah, no, I had an audition before I left actually for BronyCon. I was actually last weekend I was at a convention. I went home for 2 days and then I had to come to BronyCon. So like I had a 2-day window to record an audition, and I couldn't voice match it perfectly. And I just kept trying and trying, and I was like, you know what? You know, a year ago or 2 years ago, I would have just kept going until my voice was completely gone because I was like that determined. But at some point, I was like, you know what? I don't think I can voice match this person, so I just didn't audition. And that sucks because you feel like, oh God, maybe I should have done something. But you know, sometimes you know you just gotta like let it go, and it sucks. It really sucks. It's very, you know, because you know, I think you guys can like agree that as voice actors, sometimes we will just like keep going and just trying to make it absolutely perfect. And if it's not, then I will die. You know.
And the problem with wanting to achieve that perfection is that you can hurt yourself in the booth if you keep pushing or trying too hard. And you'll get inside you're going to be your own worst critic basically, and that sucks, but that's kind of how performers are. I'm sorry, I have to like there it went. There's always going to be someone who's better at you than something, and you're always going to be better than somebody else at something. So there might be voice actors out there that can, you know, they can sing way better, or they have more deeper tones, so they're going to fit this character better. And it's okay, even if you really want to do something like that, it's okay if you can't. it's always possible to work up towards that, but you have to also just kind of know what's in your wheelhouse. I can't really do villains. It's not really something I'm equipped for. I've always done heroes or comedic sidekicks. Some sort of maybe anti-hero, but I couldn't do most of the things Reagan does. He does mostly like very deep villains or antagonistic characters, and that's okay. As much as I like to do villains, it's okay to not be perfect at doing that thing, because you have your own set of skills. It's just gonna work just fine. Go forward with what you can do and try to be your best at what you can do. But if you can't do something and you keep trying and it's not working, just stop, because you're gonna hurt yourself in the long run. I've actually blown my voice out doing that before. Honestly, but it's funny enough, I was recording Shining Armor for an audio drama, and it was a very, very long audio drama that didn't even get off the ground in the end, so it's the fate of many pony projects. But that constant surfer voice blew my voice out after just pushing and pushing and pushing. Eventually I was like, I'm like, just, because I kept wanting it to sound, because some lines didn't sound like Shining, some did, and I kept trying to push for that perfection, and it just was not happening. Because I wasn't giving myself a break, and I wasn't accepting that that day was not working for recording. So, case in point, don't push yourself too hard, but push yourself at a respectable degree, I guess is what I'm saying. And accept the fact that there's some things you just can't do.
Yeah, for a long time I was more concerned about with like the tonality of the voice and like the musicality of the phrase rather than this is the emotional like through line that I'm supposed to go for. Because when I wasn't satisfied with, no, you don't understand. Like I thought it was like, no, you don't understand. Whatever. But when I found that I was focusing on this is the kind of emotional connection that I'm trying to go for, when I focused on that point, I often found that I would find little subtleties and nuances that I wasn't getting when I was just going for the tonality of the line. So focus on that. And if I can do a brief aside about what he was talking about with rejection and auditions, there is always the necessity to improve yourself and to get better at auditioning. But if you get rejected from an audition, that does not mean that you are not good enough.
Yeah.
The only thing that means is that you are not exactly what that casting director wanted at that exact time. One of my acting teachers told me it's like going to a place like a BJ's or a Cheesecake Factory, someplace that sells like every kind of thing. Some days you just want the pasta. Doesn't mean you think their steak is terrible, doesn't mean you think that the pizza's bad, you just want pasta that day. And there's nothing wrong with you, it's just you weren't exactly what they needed, and that's fine. You just gotta accept that and just keep on keeping on.
But also, I don't think I'd get a pizza from Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably one of the hardest things to deal with when being a voice actor, is it's such an immense pool of people now. Because technology has gotten to the point where you can just do it from home now. Especially if you have the money to invest in it, like with teaching and everything. Rejection sucks a lot, but like you said, it's not personal. Casting directors know what they want, and they know what they want now. They may change their mind if they hear something unique or different, but it's pretty rare. So don't get upset if you want to pursue this and there's constant rejections. I've done like 15 auditions in a row and not gotten anything of things. It's just the way the business is. And that's just online. I'm sure it's even worse out in like doing it out in studios and stuff. Yeah, so I'm just mirroring everything we already said and stop wasting time.
And sometimes you get lucky and you get an audition and you are the voice reference. It's great.
That must be nice.
Yeah, I got some sides one time that for an audition that were like describing the character, and then it was like, oh, like this character, and I was like, oh, that's me. I'm who they're looking for. Hello. Okay.
So wait, how did that end? I want to know what the end result was.
Well, I got the role. I forget what it was, but I got it.
Oh, you sound just like
They were like,
it.
wow, this is great. It sounds just like it.
That's pretty funny.
any tips for voice acting in audio dramas? So one thing that I like to do for that sort of thing is to read books out loud. That really helps with narration and finding different character voices and making sure that you can read a script rather than something that you're coming up with on the fly. Like one thing that I'm going through right now is I am reading out loud the Game of Thrones books, and that's also helping me a lot with getting the different accents from around Britain. You know, it's not just the normal British accent you hear. You know, there's West Country, there's Northern, there's Scottish, there's Cockney, all sorts of things. So getting those accents right can really help open up some doors.
Yeah, reading out loud is like super helpful. Like sometimes if you just like sometimes I'll just be like around my room, not recording or anything, but I'll just pick up something that has words on it and just like try reading it. It's interesting because back when I identified as female and I was in the voiceover industry, I didn't have any interest in commercial voiceover, which is like, you know, commercials.
So boring. It's so boring.
It's boring.
That's where most of the money is, honestly.
Yeah, but now that my voice has changed, I can actually like do copy in a way that people want. And I'm like, well, this is a whole new market that has opened up to me. So I'll be exploring that. And now I feel like it's also just being more comfortable with myself. And now I like how I sound. Like when I record things, I've had 2 sessions in the past couple of weeks where usually I have that obsessive perfectionism where I'll do a bunch of lines and not be happy with it, and then I just like did it immediately and just did everything correctly. And and it's a confidence thing as well, because before I was kind of like unsure of myself, and now I'm like, no, I know exactly what I need to do and how I need to do it. So now I think I might try some commercial stuff and like see what comes of that.
And again, commercial stuff is where most of the money is. It sucks that that's the most work you're gonna get, but I heard one voice actor say you do the commercial stuff to keep surviving, you do the game and anime, etc. for fun, basically.
Anime rate is garbage. It's the worst.
Yeah.
Voiceover. Not that it's bad for like a regular job, but it's the worst that you can get. And I did I guess it kind of counts as, I don't know the exact category, but I did.
Do you do SAG rates or you SAG?
Oh, no, I'm not in union. But I did some spots for a hospital that it was before I was on T, and at the time they were just looking for someone to do kind of a gender neutral kind of thing. And, I didn't know what it was for, but I auditioned for it and I booked it. And it turns out that it was for like I'm gonna butcher the name of it, but it's like, I can't actually say what it is, but it's for kids who are transitioning and stuff. And that was like really special to me, that I was like, I get to like read these things on testosterone and estrogen and stuff, like as I'm actually transitioning myself. And that was like really special and cool, and I got paid. That's crazy, that's very good. But I don't know, does that count as commercial? If it's for like a hospital? But
Yeah,
it's,
that's what it is.
Okay, well then.
Anything that's not fun.
Anything that's not fun. Well, it was fun, so maybe that takes it out of the category.
Kids' toy commercials are really fun.
They are.
Yeah.
Wow, this toy is so awesome even though it's not. Believe it?
This is elastic from China.
Please buy this. Convince your parents and they'll spend all their hard-earned money on this stupid thing. Yeah, those are fun, but other like the medical stuff and like the corporations for doing things. That stuff sucks. But it's money, so.
That's fine. Let's do it. I'll try it. Let's see. Some of them we've just answered already, so I'm trying to like figure out. I know someone in here was talking about how do you get your reels in front of people, but I don't know that answer because I'm the laziest voice actor ever, and I just kind of sit around.
Send them out everywhere. everywhere. I'm not kidding.
Two
Put
McDonald's.
them wherever, yeah, be like, so other than Mac, the Big Mac, how about here's my Rio if you just want to eat it. Well, can I get a hamburger for my throat? But,
They will ask me if you're a voice actor. Oh, you're ordering the hamburger. Oh, well.
but it is getting pretty real hamburger. So like the voiceover, like what you were talking about, the voiceover websites, put them up on there, they usually have an option. Your own website is extremely important to have if you're going to be a working voice actor. I'm still working on mine. It's a tedious process, but because that just gives you like your own little spot to be like, oh, here's my business card, my address, or my website address. Go listen to my reel. But then, you know, back in the day, they used to actually just walk to studio with their reel on a tape. Walk up to agents or companies and be like, here you go. Or they'd mail it in. It used to be way harder. It's easier now because of the internet. But yeah, spread it out. Give it to anybody who might even have the slightest toe dipped into the voiceover pool or any kind of entertainment, honestly. Network. I know a lot of people might have some social anxiety when it comes to approaching people, but you kind of have to get over that if you want to work in entertainment. I mean, it's not easy because I mean I had a problem with it back when I was younger, but you can eventually work your way to just going up to people and being like, my name's so and so. I work in voiceover. Here's my card. Obviously, don't be too pushy, but just any way you get your reel out there to someone who, with some sort of influence or maybe just some sort of contact that can help you is a good idea. So
Yeah, it's about being personable.
Yeah.
You know, like I say I'm lazy because like I just don't really, I don't put myself out there. Every gig that I've gotten has basically been from word of mouth. You know, like people recommend me for things, or like, oh, you should get Jesse on this because he can do this. And it's just because I'm a nice guy. You know, I just like hanging out. I'll have to listen. Yeah, you have some horror stories about me. I'm a jerk. But yeah, no, it's basically just I have my demo reel available online, and I hang out with people and you form connections and stuff. And it's you know, like you were saying, don't be too pushy. It's like some people are just very pushy, and people will remember you, but for the wrong reasons.
Literally all the big pony projects I've done, Friendship is Witchcraft, I Am Octavia, when I voiced Hoofbeats for BronyCon back in 2013, the people all came to me from word of mouth, from having friends like Jesse and Eileen and people who would just...
Well, now I'm your friend, I see. I thought it was me.
He's gonna have to hit you again later.
I'm not talking to Jesse anymore, I just want you to understand.
Hey guys, the panel's me now. I'm not talking to
But no, just obviously having friends in the right places does help. And that's from having your work shown around. Everywhere, anywhere you can. The end.
Do you have any favorite voice actors or anyone you look up to or want to meet or work with one day?
Me personally, I try not to look up to any voice actor because you want to see them as colleagues if you want to be a professional voiceover artist. It's good to admire people's talents, like Matthew Mercer. He is a fantastic voice actor, overall person, it seems like. That's someone to look at and go, I would like to aspire to be more like him, but not fanboy over. So I don't really have any voice actors I'm like, oh, please touch me. Just once. But there are
They
definitely
breathed on me.
a lot that I admire. Someone go ask Matthew Mercer if he'll do bathwater.
I'm a wild card bathwater. We'll be selling it in the It'll make you good at voiceover.
I'll pee in it special just for you. But I can't really think of anybody off the cuff that I'm like, oh, I love you.
I kind of got to meet one of mine. So the way I got my Dragon Ball Super gigs was there was some, I was just recording in the studio for something completely different, and the director was like, "Hey, they need somebody with kind of a deep voice, kind of down the hall. Do you want to just go and do that?" I'm like, "Sure, why not? I'll I'll get some more money today. So I walk down there, and it's Chris Sabat, who is the director of Dragon Ball, and he voices Vegeta, Piccolo, like pretty much everybody. And so I walk up to him, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm just outward. I'm like, "Hey, how you doing? Good to meet you." And inwardly, I'm going,
I'd love to work with Tabitha. Tabitha St. Germain is like great. I love her. She had me on a panel last year, and I don't really, you know, like you were saying, I don't really like to like look up to anyone because I want to see them as like colleagues and stuff. So I don't really like talk to voice actors from the show or anything. But and last year, Tabitha followed me on Twitter, and I was like, oh, okay. And then she sent me a DM that was like, hey, would you like to be on a panel at BronyCon next year? And I was like, whoa, okay. What? So I kind of just showed up, and there she was, and she was happy to see me, and I was like, this is great. This is like, you know, so she's so incredibly talented, and I loved her in Black Lagoon, and that's originally where I'd heard her, and she's like so funny, and like just like a weird mom. Like I want her to be my mom. If you follow her on Twitter, she's fantastic. But I would love to like work with her one day. I'd love to work with Ashley Birch. She's fantastic.
I'd love to work with no actors.
Well, too bad. He will never acknowledge you, and you are blacklisted from existing in the same room.
Yeah. But I want to come to the next con.
Well, yeah, guys, this has been fantastic. This is the last internet voice acting panel. We've done this for a few years now at BronyCon, and I'm like, you know, I don't want to be savvy, but like, I'm like, thank you guys so much for being here. This is like really special.
One thing I want to mention real quick. So my first gig in Dragon Ball Super was this guy named Murichin. He's this big, buff, like muscle-bound guy. He fights for one of the different universes. And so in the intro, he does a bunch of flexing, and so the director's like, "Yeah, just give me a couple of flexing noises and one like battle cry or whatever." And so I'm like, "Okay, I know what I'm gonna do." So he goes up to him. He's like, and he goes, "Yeah!" So there is a direct My Little Pony reference in Dragon Ball Super. You're welcome.
Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm gonna cry a lot this weekend because that's just what's gonna happen. Love you too. I love you, random citizen. Are you guys on any more panels, or was this for the weekend?
No, we're not.
Well, these losers are done, but I'm on panels. If you go on my Twitter a minute ago, I posted pics of my schedule. We got Horse Famous After Dark tomorrow, which I'm really excited for. I'm on some stuff. I got meet and greets. Come hang out with us. You know, we'll be here. We're gonna go outside. Okay, goodbye.
If you see a Reaper and Warrior from Overwatch walking around, that's us. Please come harass us.
Yes, definitely do.